see how to build Mars Orbiter Mission Spacecraft, which is our curriculum class number 109. Now, if you observe, this is the official website of ISRO, and on the website they have shown the Mars Orbiter Mission Spacecraft. Now, if you observe, the orbiter spacecraft has the basic body. On the body, it has been placed propellant tank. Then we have to show this high gain antenna. Then there are lots of low gain antenna. So we are going to choose only on the top. Those are only on the top, and then we have to show one medium gain antenna over here, and then we are going to show the solar array panel. Okay, so if you see this zoomed image, you will understand that this solar array we have to show, then high gain antenna, medium gain antenna, which is shown over here, and then this propellant tank, right? And then these short antennas we are going to show. So now our model should look like this. Our model should look like this, and in 3D you will be able to rotate it as per your need, right? So this much is expected from the student. If student can draw more than that, like these antennas and all these other part, that is well and good. Okay, now let's start. So now to create the new design, we have to click on create new design. And as we have used this earlier, you know that this is the work plane which we have to use as a base for our model. Then you can go to top view, then back view, right, left, front, and right, and then at the bottom, right? So either you can choose these views from clicking right arrow and moving your mouse, or you can use this box as a reference. Then this will give you home view, this will give you the model view, and this will be like zooming. You can zoom with your scroller also, scroller on the mouse, and it is highly recommended that you use mouse while creating this model. And then this is flat view. Flat view is like 2D, and this is 3D. So while we are drawing, it is always expected to keep this in the flat view so that we can arrange the component properly. On the top, if you observe, again there is paste, copy, delete. You have basic component box. We are going to use all these shapes in today's class, right? So let's start. Now, as you observe, we have to build this propellant tank first. So I will zoom over here, right? And I will make this grid as 0.5 so that it can give me precision of drawing. Okay, so we are going to use this box. We are going to make its height 40, 50, and then can write down this as 40 again, right? So this is our box. We can change its color to steel green, right? Okay. So once you keep this, now what we are going to do is we are going to go to the top and we are going to place it over here, adjusting the edges, right? Once you have done this, now go to front view and make sure that it is placed on the plane. Okay, now we have to go to back, right? And then we are going to tilt it little bit. Then we are going to use making at home category, and in that we are going to use bamboo chap, right? Now for this bamboo chap, I am going to write down it as 18, right? So I will shift it over here. Okay, and then this one is 5, so I will keep it as it is, and then I have to go to this back and I have to move it little bit up. So what I will do is I will keep it as 20 is the center of this, so I will keep it little bit low, that is at 14. Okay, then now I have to go to top view and I have to turn its angle by 90, correct? And then in the top view itself I will align it with this line. Okay, so if you can observe that this bamboo is slightly inside, so that we can get the feel that it is coming out of it, and it is aligned with this line. Okay, so now I'm going to duplicate it and I'm going to place the other one over here, and I will make sure that they are equally distanced. So you can observe that it has 3 lines from here, 1 2 3, the same way it has 1 2 3 lines from here. Okay, so now you can change their color to black and to black. Okay, so now if you see it from here, they're perfectly coinciding. Okay, yes. Okay, so now the back is done, bamboo is done. Now we have to go back to basic shapes and we have to choose cone now. Okay, so for cone, what I will do is I will write down this as 50. I will make this also 50. Then I will make its sides 64 so that it can reduce the angles over here. Then I will go to back, right, and I will raise it up. So I have to put it in the line of this so that it can rest on it. So this high gain antenna now we are building, right? So it is slightly tilted to this side. So we have to arrange it now like that. So I will go to top view. I will try to place it over here, right? And then I will come to back view and I will make it upside down. That is 180 degree, right? Or you can choose the number value and you can try to write down 180 in that, right? So now what I have to do, it is perfectly aligned over here. Now I will go to back again and I will go to slightly this view, right? So I will try to keep it over here, right? So that it is resting on these shoots. Now what we are going to do, we are over here and now we have to tilt it slightly. So I will try to move it like this, 22.5 I have kept the angle as, and then I will move it like this. Okay, so now if you can see it, it will look like this. Okay, so our high gain antenna is ready and you can give it color like this, right? Or if you want more darker, you can give it like this. Okay, so this is how our high gain antenna is going to be designed. Now, if you want, you can write down its height little bit low so that you don't see a lot of curve. Okay, great, perfect, right? Okay, so now our high gain antenna has been designed. Now let's build this solar array. So if you see this solar array has one connector which is coming out of propellant tank, and then to that propellant to that connector we have these solar arrays attached. So now we are going back to front view, right? And I will slightly tilt the work plane. Make sure that always whenever you add any component, the work plane has to be tilted, then only your component will get placed on the work plane. So now we are going to connectors, and in the connectors we are going to take ball handle. Okay, so I will place the ball handle over here, and then I can write down it has maybe 30, right, or maybe 25. Okay, fine. So 25 I have written. Then I will go to front. I will try to raise this one right over here. Okay, so the total height of this propellant tank is 40. So maybe I can keep it at 20 or little bit less, 19 or 18, right? So that it can be seen as a coming exactly from the center. Okay, so now I have to turn it over here. So now I will write down 90 degrees. Okay. Okay. Now I will go to top view and I will try to turn it by 90 degrees, right? And then I will try to place it exactly at the center, like this. Okay. So now if you observe, right, it has been placed exactly at the center like this. Okay. And then we have to show, if you want, like, you can move it little bit up. Okay, now it is looking like it is coming out of it. Now if you go over here, you are supposed to show the solar arrays or solar panels attached to this connector. So let's change its color to this one. Okay, so now to add the solar panels, we are going for feature category and we are going to choose this one. So I will place it over here, and now for this width and height I can write down, if you observe, this panel is almost same as the width of this, so I will write it, this one you can write down as 40 and this one I will write as 45. Okay, so now you can if you see the properties of it, you can choose randomizer. Randomizer means that will randomly give you the pattern. So whichever pattern you like, you can choose it, right? So I can keep it as 560, whatever I want. Now number of cells will add the cells into it. So you can see that as I'm increasing the cells, the panel has been divided into very small parts. Okay, so we don't want very small parts, but we want much smaller, right, than the previous one. So I will add it as 140 maybe, so that we can remember it. And then I can change the tile size. So I don't want to change the tile size because we have already set it. So I will change it back to 20, right? So you can adjust the cell spacing like this, right? So we will put it as 0.3. Okay, so whatever setting we are doing over here, that will be constant. Okay, now we'll go to the front panel. Now if you observe, the panels are a little bit grayish blue, so you can go over here and you can choose the color like this one, right? And then I will raise it at 18 because, or 20, right? Because if you observe, we have placed this one at 18. So if we want to keep it at the between, so I will raise it at 15, sorry, 21. Let's see if it fits. So now I'm going to front view and then I'm going to adjust it like this. Okay. While placing, I have made sure that the distance is quite equal. Okay. So yes, it is looking correct. It is exactly placed at the center. So now what we have to do, we have to duplicate it and and we have to shift it by keeping very little distance, so they should not be kept far apart. And then one more time. Okay, right. So now if you come to front, you will observe that all the panels are in one line. Okay, great. Now you can go to top view and you can see that they are in one line. Okay, right. Now once you have finished with this assembly, with this what we are going to do is we are going to group them all, so that now our this assembly is ready. We don't want it to get dismantled or moved in some ways, right? So we will just select everything and we will group it, right? So now uh, wherever it will move as a one part. Okay, so this we have finished this solar panel, we have finished high gain antenna, we have finished propellant tank. Now if you observe, we have to draw this half sphere over here, right? So I will zoom little bit and then I will try to add the half sphere over here. Again, I am adding it by tilting my plane. So what I will do is I will just go to front view. I will change its color to same as this one, and then I will try to raise it. Now you know that height of this tank is 40. So we have to keep it 40 only, so that it will go exactly over there. And then we are going to front view and we are going to place it over here. Okay, exactly at the center over here, maybe. Okay, right. So this is about this half sphere which we are seeing. Now let's add medium gain antenna. So now we want to add this medium gain antenna. So what we are going to do is we are going to select tube from basic shapes and we will place it over here. And then what I will change is, instead of sides as 24, I will write down side as 4 only, right? So which will give us like a diamond like shape. Okay, now we want to place it over here in rectangular form, right? And the edges of this tube must coincide with the edge of this propellant tank. So that means we have to shift it from diamond, we want to make it like a regular square, right? So that means its angle or its orientation has to be shifted by 45 degrees, right? So you can directly write down minus 45 or you can move it like this. Okay, now once this has been done, what you have to do is we want this to coincide with this one, so that means it has to be 50 because okay, so this has to be 50 and this one has to be you can keep it as 15 or 20, whatever. Then we are in the top view, so we have to put it exactly over here, right? So you can observe that its edges are coinciding, right? And if you are finding it difficult, we will keep it over here only. We have done its size perfect. Then we will go to front view. We will raise it up at 40, right? Because that is the height of this propellant tank. And then we will go to top view and then we will try to move it. Okay. And now you will be able to see that it has been perfectly coincided, right? Okay, great. So now what we are going to do, we are going to change its color. So maybe the same color of propellant tank, and if you want, you can write down the wall thickness as maybe 2, right? Or maybe 1.5. Right. Okay, so this is how it is going to look. Okay, so I think it is a little bit shifted to this side. So I will go to top view again and I will try to move it a little bit over here. right? Okay, I think now it is perfect. Yes. Okay. And whenever you want to shift it little bit, very little, what you can do is you can select this and you can move it using your arrow keys, right? So that way it can move actually one distance, right? So when the arrangement or the alignment is very little, you can select that and go for arrow keys. Okay. Now, once we have created this, now we have to add the high gain antenna over here. Sorry, medium gain antenna over here. So, medium gain antenna is quite easy. You have to write down you have to add one cylinder. You can write down its width and height as 10 and 10, right? You can make its height maybe 30 so that it will come out of that box. Then go to front view. Again, we have to raise it over here to 40 so that it can be put on the propellant tank. Then go to top view and try to move it and place it over here, right? Now, if you observe, it will look like this. And then we will change the sides to 64 so that it will look smooth. It will give you smooth cylindrical feel, right? And then you can change its color back to this. Okay, so this is how we are going to add it, or if you want, you can add it in the different color also. That's perfectly fine. Okay, now on the top of it, we want to add one antenna, right? So again, we will go to cone. We will place the cone over here, and then we have to make it very small. So maybe we can write down the same dimension as 10 and 10, right? Height also right now I will keep it as 10. Let's see. Then I will go to front and I will try to raise it up to this height, right? Okay. Then I will go to top view and now I will try to move it over here exactly coinciding with this cylinder, right? Okay, again I can select this and I can move down arrow so that it can exactly coincide, right? Okay, so now if you see it has been added, but now we want to tilt it. So we will write it 180 so that it will be upside down. Now what we have to do is we have to keep the top radius as it is, right? So we want to add its base radius so that it can expand like this. Okay, once it has expanded, what we are going to do, we are going to shift it little bit down, right? And once it has been shifted little bit down, now we want to tilt it. Okay, if you observe, it is slightly tilted. So what we are going to do is we are going to side view and then we are going to change its angle because from the side we can see that it has been tilted, right? So we can write it as 22.5 and then we can again go back to front view and if you want you can move it up, right? So if you observe from the here, right, it will look like this. Okay, so if you feel that this angle is too much, maybe you can tilt it less like this, right? Now I think it is looking good. Okay, great. So now it is done. So if you want, you can change its color to maybe this same as this antenna, right? Okay. So this has been done, and if you feel that this base radius is too much, you can make it maybe 25. Yeah, now it is looking good. Okay, so this is about our medium gain antenna. Now we have to add these two smaller parts. Okay, so now what we are going to do, okay, so now what we are going to do is we are going for featured category, and from featured category we are going to take bent pipe, right? Now this is a huge pipe. Now if you observe, we are going to take bent pipe and it is huge. right? So if you observe, we have this 55 which is total height, then 55 which is total width. Okay, so this 55 height I will write down as 11. This 55 width I will write down as 18, let's say. Okay, then I will go to front one, right? And we still have to uh, make its circumference a little bit small, right? But before that, we will turn its angle so that it will be upright. Okay, right? So I have added minus 90 and it is now like this. Now what I have to do is I have to change this distance 20, right? So I will make it 8. Okay, so now it is perfect. So now we are at front view, so I will try to raise it up and then we have to raise it up till 40. Then I will go to top view, I will deselect it and then I will try to move it over here, right? Okay, great. So now this is like this, correct? Okay, now for this one, we have to add one half a circle. So if you see over there, there is one half sphere over there. So again, I will go to basic shapes and then I will try to take the half sphere. And if you remember, we have kept it as 8. So I will keep this also as 8, right? And then I will go to front view and maybe I have to decrease its height also because it is little bit rounder. Okay, right? Now we have to in the front view only we have to raise it up. Okay, we can raise it little bit up because we want to keep it over here. Then we are going for left view. Okay, and then in the left view I'm going to turn it. So maybe I can write down 90. Sorry. So if you feel that it is not turning to correct angle, you can always control Z so that it will undo and it will come back to its original position. I have to write down minus 90. Okay. Now once it has been done at minus 90, I will go to top view and then I will try to place it over here. Okay. So now if you observe, it is actually of the same size. Right. So what I will do is I will go back to front again, right? And I will try to make it maybe 9 and 9. Okay. Then I will go to, right, this is front. Now I will go to left and now as it is very little moving, I will move it down with down arrow. Hmm. I will go to top view. Okay. Yeah. Right. So now if you look, it is looking like this from the side view. Oh, it is little bit up. So basically now I have to move it like this. So I will go over here and I will try to shift it like this. Okay. Now once this has been done, we have to select it, right? We have to group it and then we will go to front view and then we will duplicate and repeat. So now I will take it over here and then I go over here and then I try to check it is correct. Okay, so now either you can keep it like that or you can change its angle, right? Because one is facing this side, one is facing that side. So what we will do is we'll come over here right? And if you observe from this one, right, both are facing towards you. So you want one to face over here, one to face over here. So I will go to front view and then I will try to change its angle, right? And it is not actually directly 90. So I will try to make it like 30-degree angle, right? Same for this one. So I want to make it 30 itself. Okay. Now if I want, I can change its position also slightly. Okay. So this is how it is going to look, and if you want you can select it and you can try to change its position with arrow keys so that it will be slightly away from this one. Same for this one. Yeah. Okay. So now this is how it is going to look, right? So if you feel you can change its height, maybe it is 19.8, you can write it as 15, right? And this one, instead of 16, you can write it 13, right? Okay. Same we can do for this one. Or you can just, you'll go to the top view, right? You can just delete it. You can go to the front view and you can duplicate it and place it over here. Go to top view and try to change its angle. Okay, like this, right? Okay, so now once everything is done, you can ungroup it. You can click on ungroup and then everything will be back to its place. You can write down its color as a same gray for like this. Okay, so like this it will be seen. Okay, there are many things you can add, because if you observe lot of low antenna over shown over here, there is one more at the back end also, right? There is one box over here. So if you want, you can add many more things, or you can encourage your student to do so. Okay, thank you. One more thing, after you finish, you can change the name over here. Mars Orbiter Mission. Right, so once we have finished this, your model is ready to import. Okay, thank you.